I really am proud of where I come from. And it might not be the most glamorous, but it's home to me, and that's very special to me. We got 88 acres here, which is a medium-sized marsh here in Wisconsin. A lot of people don't know actually that Wisconsin is the world's producer in cranberries, which is kind of a fun fact. Cranberries and cheese, man, that's about Wisconsin as you can get right there. And being able to grow on a cranberry marsh was really special for me. At a really early age, that's where some of that work ethic started at. To take responsibility and be held accountable for certain things is where I think some of those values started taking place. Wisconsin Rapids is kind of a blue-collar, hard-working town.
Coach, good to see you. Good.
The last time that I was here, the lady who runs this and operates it, she busted me for coming here so many times. So, because I've been here, every time I come home, I have to come to Dairy Tree, so.
I love being in this small town because I go to the post office, the grocery store, the dry cleaners, and everyone's like, how are the boys?
It's nice to take care, right?
It's always nice to have that support back home, and my mom definitely lets me know that, the church ladies and all the guys, downtown are always asking about us, so it's nice to have that reminder and those people back home supporting me. I remember growing up, when I would introduce myself, the Biegel name everybody knew, so there was a certain standard to how I conducted myself around the community.
Their grandfather was Ken Biegel, was the high school coach here in Wisconsin Rapids. Their dad played football here. It's a name we're proud of. We emphasize to the kids to represent the family, and it represents a long history of football here.
Football people, I mean, they kind of, their kids are kind of bred to do
It
this.
starts back from my grandfather. He coached football at BYU. My dad went on to, later play at BYU. I have had conversations with people who've played with him, and they talked about the type of edge that my dad played with, and the kind of legacy and the person he was. So I remember I always wanted to be like my dad growing up. I always wanted to one day play college football, whether that was at BYU or Wisconsin. BYU was actually my first offer when I was being recruited, and it was a tough decision from the standpoint of the amount of people that wanted me to come to BYU and the amount of people that wanted me to go to Wisconsin.
I remember when he was really thinking about committing to Wisconsin. We were at the spring game and we walked into Barry's office, and Barry was sitting there at the chair, and he looked across. He said, if I was here, he goes, you would have been here playing at Wisconsin. And I looked at him. I said, Coach, I think I probably would have.
I think what really separated was the people in Wisconsin and me being able to play and represent the state of Wisconsin. Looking at it, Wisconsin was the right fit for me. Wisconsin football to me means guys who work hard. They give 100%. They put the time in and they develop themselves into being good football players. I think if you look at our whole roster, I think those are guys who have those values. Guys who are accountable, guys who do work hard. The decision to come back or not, for me, was pretty clear after the season because I felt in my mind and in my heart that the best was yet to come. After hearing some of the feedback, I realized that I do need to come back and leave my last stamp on Wisconsin the way I wanted to. Coach Chris was we had actually had about 3 sit-down meetings about whether if I was going to come back or not, and we're actually at the hotel in San Diego. I said, Coach, I got to talk to you. He's like, what's up? I said, so I'll let you know that I'm coming back for another year. He might have shed a tear. He was happy, and I was happy. It was a great moment.
Playing your senior year and having the opportunity to be possibly a captain and be a leader of the team, it's a neat thing.
Go, hey, listen!
big time! Big time! You want to be a big time player right now? Let's go! My dad, I've always felt like he's been a good leader. He was a captain at BYU, and I go out there every single day and try to earn people's respect and be a leader for Wisconsin.
It's going to be a tough schedule, and you're going to need leaders to try to pull that team through this tough schedule.
You put a little extra something on the field when you're a senior.
Great play, baby!
My best experiences have been the amount of bonds and the people who I've met over the years. Guys who I'll be in touch with the rest of my life. As a football player, as a person, that's all you can ask for, is being able to have those build connections. And obviously I've been very, very fortunate to have a good career at Wisconsin, but I think the best is yet to come on that standpoint. And the memories aren't done yet, so I got one last year to make it all right and to have that one last stamp on Wisconsin the way I want it to be.